Hey everyone, welcome to California Charm Podcast. I am in studio today and it is May 6th, 2026. And I am going down memory lane for today because today, 16 years ago today, I had my very first grandson, Grayson Alexander Rodriguez. So this morning, as I was going down memory lane, I was remembering that day, the day that Grayson arrived to this earth to meet his family. And it was probably one of the best days of my life besides when Zach and Britt were born. But I have to tell you, there is a difference with becoming a grandparent, becoming a Mimi or a Papa, because we're wiser, we're older, and that day was super special. I remember Brittany coming to us and saying, "Hey, Mom, what do you think about having the baby at home?" And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, why would you do that? What if something happened? Well, that was because I was naive and I didn't know then what I learned probably maybe about a couple weeks into her even thinking about this, that to have a home birth is basically kind of what I did back in 1984 and 86, when back in that day, we went into the hospital, but they made it as though it was a birthing room and you had a midwife and the husband stayed with you, the baby stayed with you. So back then, I guess it was almost like having a home birth. But this day, I remember getting up that morning and Brittany going, "Mom," she gave me a call. I think today's the day." And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we had just moved into our house. Our house was being built and we had just moved in a couple months earlier. And I remember Eric thinking, we're going to have this baby at our house, all of our carpet is going to get ruined. And I'm thinking, Eric, you were with me when we had Zach and Britt. You know how this whole thing goes. Well, I was looking at pictures this morning, and I'm thinking, he made me cover all our bedroom carpet with saran wrap. I'm thinking, what did he think was going to happen? Well, anyway, as the day went on, yes, of course, I covered it with saran wrap for Eric because he didn't know what was going to happen. And Brittany labored through the day. There was a time when she jumped in the tub thinking I'll labor in the tub because home births, really, you could do whatever you want. And so she labored in the tub for a while. Then she and Nestor took a long nap in the middle of the day and she labored on this big ball that I had bought. It was just happened to be blue. I don't know why. I had it for our exercise room downstairs. Nestor would take her temperature throughout the day. The midwife we'd be in contact with the midwife. She'd be like, okay, tell me as it gets closer. Well, it got closer and closer, but she labored throughout the entire day. So Eric, I think Eric was at work, but I was there with Britt. Nestor was there. And just going through this most amazing day, waiting for the birth of this baby. And I guess being a Mimi or a grandmother for the first time, or even the fourth time, there's something that happens. It isn't the same as when you're giving birth and you're older, you're wiser. These children, they come in and into your life and everything changes. Your whole life changes. How does that happen? I don't know. I mean, with being a grandparent, I guess it's different. It's unconditional. Okay, I'm not saying you don't have unconditional love for your children because you love them, but there's a difference okay, I'm just going to tell you mine. When you're young and you don't quite have it all figured out and you're trying to figure it out, it's different than when you have your grandchildren and you have it figured out. You know what's going to happen. You know, you're not as scared. You're not as nervous. These little things don't bug you, you know. it's wonderful. If you have been given the privilege of becoming a grandmother or a papa, grandfather, then treasure that, because there is no greater gift than to have these children come into your life. Well, Grayson did arrive, and he arrived around, well, we got into midnight, because remember, this was Cinco de Mayo that we were going through labor. And he arrived, it was after midnight, then it was 1, then it was 2 a.m. It was the most beautiful experience. Grayson was the only one that made it to be born in our bed. And we still have that bed. We still have everything, in fact, in that same room, 16 years. And he was the one that was born in our bed, where the others were born in the shower. The rest of the 3, they were all born in the shower. But it was such an incredible day. And to be a grandparent, I guess because these children, you love them unconditionally. There's no conditions hooked to these children any longer. They're like, no matter what they do, they can do no wrong. You love them no matter what they're doing. They can be doing something naughty, and you kind of turn your back and kind of snicker, because you know it's not the end of the world. It's not something that you should, I don't know. It's different. It's different than when we had our kids when we were young. So we have gone through these past 16 years, and just watching Grayson grow up, he has turned into the most amazing young man. But I think for all you grandparents out there, you need to speak life over your grandchildren. How do I explain this? When you speak this over them, you speak life. You speak words of affirmation, words of confidence, that they just know that there are people in their life that they know that will never leave them. These children, my 4 grandchildren and 1 more soon to arrive, they know that we love them unconditionally. They can have a bad day and just be grumpy and say whatever they're going to say, but they know that we love them. That will never change. And I know that most of you that have grandchildren, you know exactly what I'm saying. That's why when you see these little, I don't know, Instagrams or TikTok things about grandchildren, when they're going to see Papa or they're going to see their grandma, and they're just so excited and they don't want to leave them, and they're crying. I remember Grayson crying, reaching out his hand, Mimi, like he did not want to leave me. That's how they feel. They know that they are so loved. It's hard for them to leave. And I remember Nestor getting so irritated. He's like, do they always have to do this? Do they always have to cry when we leave them? I don't know. I guess it makes a grandparent feel so special, because we would do anything for them. We put them before ourselves. We love them unconditionally. So anyway, today's day, May 6th, 2026, as we celebrate this kid who's turned out to be an amazing young man at 6'1", quarterback of Western Christian, and he is just such a leader, and he's so kind, and he knows who he wants to be in life. He knows what kind of man he wants to be. He wants to find his true love, and he wants to go through this life as somebody who has no regrets. So I guess the advice I would give you, grandparents, today, if you're listening, love them, laugh like you've never laughed. Anything they do is so cute and so funny. Laugh with them and go to their events. They watch for us. They watch to see if we're on the sidelines. They watch in the crowd. Are they here? Are they watching me? There's something special about someone else loving you that much. So with that, I just want to say thanks for joining me as I just went down memory lane on this May 6th, 2026, of reflecting back of 16 years, because the best came and it's still coming. I so believe it. No matter what, even during the hard times, the best is coming. So anyway, thank you so much. Thanks for joining me. Remember, you can find me on YouTube now, and I'm still on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So anyway, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next time.
California charm, the best is yet to come.